Okay, so that episode, Born Again, may have been the craziest yet. I'm gonna get straight into it. Spoiler alert, and yeah, let's talk about the bad first, because this episode, I don't know how I feel about it, because here is my comparison of this episode. I feel like this is like Daredevil. Ooh, a bit bright there. I feel like this is Daredevil season 3. Like, you know how Daredevil season 3 had the Revelations episode? That episode. And I believe I said this before on this channel. That Revelations, out of any episode in Daredevil season 3, is the one that stuck out to me the most. Which is odd because I don't even think it's the best. Not even remotely so. I think A New Napkin, Blindsided, The Devil You Know, and One Last Shot are all better. But that episode was always just the one to stick out to me the most. And I feel like that's what's going to happen here, unless if the next two episodes are just mind-boggling insane. Or mind-bogglingly insane. Because this episode is definitely the craziest so far. Like, I'm like, especially that ending, the Fisk verse, like, honestly, the ending, like, last 10, 15 minutes, perfect. Utterly perfect. I love the protest scenes, or the first one was a little iffy, but at the end, the protest scenes were good. Karen Page, oh my god. Okay, that's the positive. Talking negative. The Daniel Blake and BB Yerg plot was fine. It had a highlight towards the end where we kind of say, we're here Daniel being like, now I can't protect you from Buck. Buck. He's after you, bro. It was a good scene. Him confronting BB. It was good. But the rest of it was just okay. I mean, it's fun. I wasn't like, oh my god, get off, this is terrible. It was fine, it was solid. And I like both the characters. It's just, honestly, it was just an okay arc, and it was a big letdown compared to the rest of the episode. But what's actually a bit of a letdown, and this may be the one that I just have questions about. If, honestly, these complaints are kind of gone, if the next few episodes explain it well. Jessica Jones. Okay, she's back. She has a kid. And she is fading with her powers. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. We can see that, and I think it's good. I hope it's progressed well in this season. Now that we know she's going back in season 3, I hope they develop it there. But I do have questions. First of all, okay, so the kid's obviously Luke Cage's. I mean, they were never gonna make it so that it's not Luke Cage. But they're gonna have to explain or show what made them get back together, because they were never, like, they were together in Jessica Jones season 1, and they broke up, and then he came back at the last time we've seen them together was his short cameo in Jessica Jones season 3, where he's not with her. And I'm pretty sure that to be fair, I've not seen Luke Cage. Should I? I'm probably not going to. I hear it's not that good. But I'm pretty sure Luke Cage had another girlfriend. I'm pretty sure I've heard that he had another girlfriend in Luke Cage season 2. So I don't know how they got back together. But that's one thing. Also, Jessica Jones, I think, appeared a little bit too not that much in this episode. Like, we have 2 episodes left, and I just don't think we've seen too much of her. But to be fair, her introduction here was great. Her just beating up all the CIA agents. They were CIA agents, right? Whatever. But maybe one thing that I find a little weird, they haven't made, I don't expect them to make, like, blatant references to the Jessica Jones show, although they did do that in the teaser, pulling a bunch of clips, like Kilgrave lines and Dorothy lines, and a teaser for it, which I thought was dope. But anyways, my biggest problem with this is, why is Jessica not a hero, or not doing heroics? Because the whole point of season 3 of Jessica Jones was her becoming more of a hero. I mean, the show literally ended on her hearing the voice of Kilgrave. I think he was like calling her pathetic or something. I forgot the line. But the voice of Kilgrave, and then she looks behind when she's about to leave New York. She hears Kilgrave, then she decides to go back and be a hero. That is literally the last scene, but now now she's just a civilian and is exempt from the anti-vigilante task force laws. I don't get it. I just don't get why would she just stop and could say she had a daughter. That's true, but still, I do want to see explanations for things like that where it's just she's just changed, and I get it's been like a decade in context of the show, but we haven't seen that progression. I want to at least have it told to us why she's changed from what happened at the end of season 3. So that's just those are my nitpicks. Or they're not really nitpicks, they are complaints, which is why I don't think this episode is a perfect 10 out of 10. But it is a spectacular episode. I mean, I said it already. Man, I mean, Jessica Jones, as much as I complained that she wasn't in enough, she was still amazing. Kristen Ritter is one of the most underrated combo castings ever. She's perfect for Jessica Jones. And like all her scenes were great, and the fight scene that they had was really good. Also, I really like Mr. Charles in this episode, and all the politics things, and I thought it was good with like the governor, especially like the scene where the governor was telling him like, get out of my house, and he's like, get out of my house, do this, do that, and he's like, since when did the little fish tell the big fish where to swim? I thought it was a great scene. But that's not my high point. Let's talk about something. Okay, I just said that Kristen Ritter is one of the most underrated comic book castings. Can we put Deborah Ann Woll as Karen Page in there as well? I cannot tell you how incredible she did in this episode. Like, this is quite possibly her best performance throughout the entire show. The original series included. I mean, like, the only time where I can think that maybe she gave a better performance that just sticks out to me is in, I think, Upstairs Downstairs in season 3 when where she tells Kingpin that she killed Wesley. But also one thing I love that Karen Page does is she actually references the old show about how she killed Wesley, which is something that I did not expect to show up here. She killed Wesley. Matt almost died to Dex in season 3. Dex killed Father Lantum. We get things like that, and both of the scenes about her talking about how she's like, let's just kill Bullseye, and she's like, I told you that killing Fisk was a mistake. I was wrong. And seeing her basically become more of a Punisher character as in Daredevil, especially when Matt asks what's happened to you, and she tells him, I grew up. I think it is spectacular. She does, those scenes were just amazing. And she's amazing. The role Deborah Ann Woll. Sorry. Deborah Ann Woll. That's her name. Okay, right? Deborah Ann Woll? Hopefully I'm not, I think I just said it. Anyways, she does an excellent job, especially the scene where she has the gun to Bullseye's head and is about to kill him. Then Matt saves him again. It's incredible. So she did, and her getting captured at the end was just amazing. What's another good thing? Yeah, Fisk in this episode, while not in it a lot, you can tell this man does not care. He just killed his surgeon. He just, like, the surgeon is just like, to be fair, a bit preachy for a surgeon, if you ask me. He's like, he's so preachy. He's like, your wife is now in the heavens and the beyond. I'm so happy to be a part of this tragic journey. I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Not just because I know you're gonna die in like 5 seconds, but shut up. I would, honestly, if I were in this position, I would not have that much different reaction if I were a psychopath like the Kingpin. I probably shouldn't have said that. Don't kill your doctors, even if they're a bit preachy. Let's not do that. Anyways, Fisk is, he's amazing. The two big scenes, like the doctor scene, the funeral scene, and then the ending fight scene. The fight scene was great. I think the dialogue's what's better. Matt being just like, we're stepping away. Like, you leave New York, I leave New York. We're never gonna finish this until one of us is dead. And then when Matt beats Fisk just gives him the reality of, so how are you going to beat me? You're gonna arrest me? Did that twice, failed both times. You gonna kill me? Pfft, no, you won't. And I think it's amazing. And here's one thing. Do I think Kingpin's gonna die? No, I don't think he's gonna die. I think, because no shot they're gonna kill him off before he meets Spider-Man. Like, that's just not happening. But I honestly have no clue how they're gonna deal with him, because would it be a little bit lazy to just be like, okay, put him in jail for a third time? Yes. But I don't want him dead. But I don't see another way to beat him without putting him in jail. You know what I mean? Because then what are we going to see? Another Daredevil Season 2 where he skirmishes his way to the top of the prison and manages to break out in the next season. Like, what are we doing? Because we can't, honestly, I don't think we can have another Fisk-centric Daredevil season, because we've already had 4. This is our 4th. I'm not complaining. Fisk is arguably the greatest comic book villain of all time. Ooh, you see my shadow in the background. Anyways, Fisk is arguably the greatest comic book villain of all time. So I'm not complaining that we get to see an amazing villain. But I will say, I don't know how they're beating him. But, oh, gosh. This episode is truly, truly spectacular. I think it has some of the low points of the season where I'm just like, I have problems. Like, I already said there's some things that I want cleared up about Jessica Jones in the next few episodes, and if it's not, that will be a critique. Not like sizable to like ruin the season. Like, honestly, they're just kind of like, I would like it and it would improve it if they gave me those critiques. If they gave me those answers, but it's not necessary. It'd be good and I'd like it, but it's not necessary. But I will say the Daniel Blake and BB thing wasn't most interesting. I mean, I like both their characters. I think they're good, but I think BB should be doing more of, I actually really liked her BB report, but I think she should be more doing in how Ben Urich died, because I really want to see a conclusion to that. If we get it, the fact that Fisk loses because Ben Urich, because of the death he did in season 1 where he killed Ben Urich, that'd be really cool, but to be fair, wouldn't make much sense. He just killed his doctor. But anyways, overall, I think this episode is utterly spectacular. And, okay, the final Invincible episode airs tonight. Actually, no, it's already aired. I just have not watched it. I'm literally about to watch it after I finish recording this. But, honestly, like, I hear that episode isn't even, like, a perfect episode. It's just more like an epilogue and won't even be, like, it'll be a great episode, but not a fantastic one. So, yeah, not in a million years did Invincible Season 4 being the season. Like I said, unless if this season just, nosedives in quality, I just can't envision myself being like, yeah, Invincible Season 4 is better. I just can't see that happening. And I know everyone would disagree, because you all glaze Invincible too much. But, yeah, I mean, this episode is utterly spectacular. I'm going to give it a 9.8 out of 10. I will rewatch it, honestly. I'm going to rewatch the first 3 episodes and this episode, because I already rewatched episode 5, and I boosted my rating to 10 out of 10. But my biggest thing is that I just can't, like, especially in those first 3, I'm like, after seeing these last 3 especially, I'm like, I rated those higher. I rate those that high. Like, especially, like, the Scales and Swords, I gave, like, a 9.7. I'm like, how did I rate it that high compared to these episodes, you know? But overall, I'm gonna do a somewhat rewatch of the series. And, yeah, okay. Well, that's my opinion. Daredevil Born Again Season 2, if you haven't seen it. That means you probably haven't seen a Netflix show, and go watch the Netflix show. It's one of the best shows, maybe ever. I mean, if you go, it has these, I think the 16th highest episode average. It's a very good show. Anyways, I am padding this out. So, yeah, bye.